Hi, welcome to another video. Today I thought I would rate each book from the Timeless series. The storyline is a time crossing storyline. It's a very unique storyline where the character is crossing between two different timelines. She'll go to sleep in one time period and then she'll wake up in the next without leaving the other time period. When you read it, it makes more sense. Like when I heard it the first time, I was confused. Like, why is this such a great book? But now I get it. When she gets to a certain age, she has to make a choice, and she has to choose which one she's gonna be. She's gonna live the rest of her life and not time cross. There's times where a character is forced to stay in a certain time period for whatever reason. That's what the premise of the series is, and it follows each generation after that. So we're gonna rate each book that I liked and in the order of which I liked it. So there are 7 books so far that are out. We will have another book coming out next summer, from what I understand. So number 7, Into a Golden Era. I was surprised that this is the least favorite of the Timeless series. What I did like about the book is the love interest. I did like the setting in 1849. I I liked the love story. I like how they fell in love, and I liked how it all came together that way. What I also liked in the other time frame in 1929. Yes, 1929. I did like that there were a lot of time crossers. So you see a lot of the time crossers, the how they're related in this book. What I did not like about it is the sister in 1929. I thought she was selfish. Also did not care for Spencer. He did go through some character growth, but I didn't I didn't care for him. I kind of felt like he was wishy-washy. And granted, I don't want to give any spoilers, so I won't. But I just didn't care for him. The other thing I did not care for the book is that I was able to predict one of the twists. So that's why this is number 7 on my list. Then I have number 6. I have For a Lifetime. I marked this down as 4 stars. What I did like about it, I thought it was unique with the twin aspect, that they could go back and forth together in both of the timelines, and that they could talk semi freely in whatever timeline that they were in regarding the opposite timeline. I did like that they were able to time cross together. I did also like the message that the plans we have for our lives, we don't have control over the plans we have for our lives. We can plan our lives, but God has control, and God is the one who orchestrates our lives. So I did think that like how everything came to be was beautiful. And there was an event that happened in here, and I won't give it away because it is a twist. But something happened where one of the twins was forced to change her plans, and she was angry for a long time. And I think that's a pretty normal response in life in general when something unexpected happens and it throws off your plans. I think that was a very normal reaction, but over time grew to accept. So I do like it for that. So that's why this book is number 6 on the list. Then moving on to number 5 is Every Hour Until Then. What I liked about it is that she is 50 years apart from her two timelines. She had to be careful to not run into herself or not to run into people that she knew in her early time frame, which is 18 shoot 1887. So she had to be careful not to run into people like 50 years in the future of 1887. But she was tempted. I liked the love interest. I liked that you meet other time crossers in here. I like the Jack the Ripper storyline. The love interest, Austin, was very sweet. Do I do like him as a love interest. What I don't like about this book is that she is a strong female, and not that anything is wrong with it, but I just felt like everything depended on her decisions and her leading and guiding the way in every decision to make. She also wouldn't take no for an answer, and I don't like when characters do that. It's better to ask for forgiveness than to ask for permission. I don't necessarily care for that way of thinking. That is why this one is number 5. Then number, let's see, 765. So number 4. Number 4 is Through Each Tomorrow. I I really liked this one. Probably would have been a 5 star if it wasn't for the fact that he was acting like a hypocrite. But so we were following a male time crosser this time, which was unique in itself. I did enjoy that because we've only been following female time crossers, but I thought this was unique. I do like the love stories. There's 2 love stories in here. I do like the love stories in here. There's a twist, there's full circle connections, the unique timeline or the unique storyline. What I did not like about it is that the main character acts like a hypocrite. And that's what I did not care for. So that's why this one is number 4 on my list. And number 3, this one, it got harder and harder as I got closer to the top of the list. So number 3 on the list is Across the Ages. I I enjoyed this book. This was a lot of fun to read. She is time crossing from 1727 and 1927. So also like she could have time crossed with the character and into a golden era. So there's a lot of connections that could have happened. I do like the connections in here. I like the pirate storyline. I like coming back to Jesus moment. I like um I found it interesting that she had no clue that this was a gift. She had no clue that this ran in the family. She had she didn't have anybody that she was connected with that she grew up who could guide her. So I found that to be interesting because she had no idea, but we did. We knew. But she's like, I gotta know. I gotta know if I can choose. I gotta know if like what happens and how I can stop this. Like she didn't know. So I liked the love interest in this book. I also like that it was set in Minnesota. I'm from Minnesota and there's a lot of things in here that were very familiar to me. So I really enjoyed that part of the book as well. There really wasn't anything that I didn't like about the book, not that I can think of. Really, really enjoyed the book. Next one, this is in my top 2 is In This Moment. I went back and noticed that I had it marked for a 4 star and I changed it to a 5 star because I thought more about it and I realized it's really kind of more like a 5 star. So this one's unique because she has 3 timelines, 3 different love interests. So this girl was not looking for love. She wanted to be somewhere in the medical field in all 3 time frames. She didn't know which one she was going to choose until it got close to the very end. I am very happy with who she chose. very happy. And that was a very sweet love story. So there's a message of sacrificial love, and I do like that. I like the twist in the middle. There's not really anything I can think of that I did not like about this book. I really enjoyed it. I had a great time reading this. I breezed right through it. It was a great read. I loved it. Oh, my top one. You can guess. When the Day Comes. Probably mostly because this is the first of this story in general. I've never heard of a story like this before. So I thought it was very unique that she's time crossing back and forth. So I liked that. I loved the time periods that she was crossing, like time crossing. I loved the time periods. I loved the time crossing. I loved the love interest. I really liked Mom in 1774. I would like to see a book written on Mom in 1774 because it just seems like she's got a story. I liked the twist at the end and the epilogue. You know. I like the message that God is in control, and that's kind of like the overall theme through these books. Some of the characters will go and check out how things turn out in history, like they'll look ahead. And that's another thing is if a person changes history, like they knowingly change history, then they forfeit that time period and they're forever in whatever time period. You can try to change history, but God has a different plan that you never saw coming. And sometimes it's I mean, a lot of times, of course, God's plan is always better. What I did not like about it is the mom in 1914. She was very controlling. Libby was adamant she did not want to get married, and she basically I mean, at the beginning of the book, it's not a spoiler. She had already decided she wanted to stay in 1774, and she was just biding her time in 1914 and just waiting until then. But her mom had other plans and forced her to abide by these plans against her will. There is rape in this book. Those are my ratings for these books. Thanks for watching. Let me know what your opinions are of the Timeless series if you've read them, and how you would rate them, or like how you would put them in order of your least favorite to most favorite. So let me know in the comments, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.